Hey, how is it going, guys? Welcome back to another video here at TechVibes. The biggest update for your jailbroken PlayStation 5 is finally here. This allows you to turn your console into a fully featured gaming PC. This makes the PlayStation 5 the ultimate gaming machine. It is already capable of loading your favorite PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 games. But now you can also boot into Linux to play your favorite PC games. You can even play them online without a PSN subscription. Plus, you can access games from other consoles through emulation. This includes PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Nintendo Switch titles. Strap in because I am going to show you how to get this running in this full tutorial. We will also test the performance of some PC games and emulators once Linux is up. Let us take a look at how this all works. Currently, this supports firmwares 3.0 to 4.51. We hope that earlier 1.x and 2.x firmwares will get support soon. Firmwares up to 5.x might also be added in the future, but for this initial release it is 3.0 to 4.51 that are supported. Firmwares 4.0 and above have M.2 support. This means you can install Linux to an internal M.2 drive on those versions. You can check your firmware in Settings under System Software and Console Information. I am on firmware 4.03, which is compatible. For the requirements, you need a USB drive to install the image. This drive must be at least 64 gigabytes in size. An SSD is better for faster transfer rates. You will also need a USB keyboard and mouse. I recommend using a USB hub for more ports. Currently, the built-in networking on the console does not work in Linux. The Ethernet port and the 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi and Bluetooth modules are not supported yet. You will need to use a USB adapter for your connection. I am using a USB to Ethernet adapter to get connected to the network. Now we can get set up to run Linux on the PlayStation 5. I recommend building the image yourself for the most up-to-date version. To build the Linux image on Windows, open PowerShell as an administrator. Type in wsl-install. This installs the Windows subsystem for Linux if you do not have it. Search for WSL in your search bar and open it. You will need to create a user account for this Linux instance. Now we can install Docker by entering the necessary setup commands. Enter your password and let the installation finish. Restart the environment by typing WSL --shutdown in PowerShell. Then reopen WSL to finish the setup. Now you can copy the commands to build the distro. You can choose Ubuntu or other supported distros like Arch or Alpine. Press enter and wait for the build to complete. The image file is about 12 gigabytes, so it might take some time. Once done, type explorer.exe dot to open the folder. Go to the output folder to find your built image file. Flash this image to your USB drive using a tool like Etcher. Make sure to back up any data on the USB drive before you start. To boot into Linux, we need to adjust some settings on the PlayStation 5. Go into System Settings and then HDMI. Make sure Enable HDMI Device Link is disabled. Ensure that HDCP remains enabled or you might get a black screen. Go to Power Saving Settings and select features available in rest mode. Make sure supply power to USB ports is set to always. Also, ensure your system software auto updates are fully disabled. Now we need to run the jailbreak. Go to Network Settings and set up an internet connection. Go to Advanced Settings and set DNS to manual. Set the primary DNS to 62.210.38.117. Once connected, run the user guide to reach the host page. From here you can jailbreak the console. Make sure to plug your USB drive into a rear port or the front USB-C port. Do not use the front USB-A port for booting Linux. Now go ahead and run the Linux loader to begin the process. Wait for the orange light on the console to stop blinking. Once it is a solid orange LED, wake the console up from rest mode. It should boot into the distro within a few seconds. If you have no signal, try unplugging and replugging the HDMI cable. You can also try pressing Ctrl-Alt-F7 then Ctrl-Alt-F1 on your keyboard. Now we are up and running with Linux on the PlayStation 5. Since this is a fresh install, you can configure your language and keyboard layout. This is much better than using pre-prepared images with the wrong settings. Plug in your network adapter to get connected to the internet. I am running this at 4K resolution at 60 Hz. I will scale the display to 200% so it is easier to see. In the power settings, make sure automatic screen blanking is turned off. Set the power mode to balanced so the screen does not turn off unexpectedly. Open the terminal to install a few essential apps. Type sudo snap install Firefox to get a browser. You can then visit the project repository for additional commands. I recommend refreshing the drivers to ensure the best performance. Once everything is set up, Linux is fully installed on your external drive. If you have an M.2 drive, you can move the installation there. You cannot use the drive for both PlayStation games and Linux at the same time. Installing to the M.2 drive allows for faster speeds and frees up a USB port. Follow the setup commands in the terminal to prepare the internal drive. You will still need the USB drive to initiate the boot process. Once the files are moved, you can boot directly into the internal installation. You might need to refresh the HDMI signal again during the first boot. To make it boot from the internal drive automatically, we edit the boot parameters, mount the boot partition, and edit the command line text file. You can also adjust the VRAM allocation in the config files. The default is 512 megabytes, but it uses dynamic allocation. If a game does not recognize this, you can set a dedicated amount like 8 gigabytes. Now let us start testing some games. I will install Steam and several emulators to see how it performs. We want to see what kind of games this setup can actually handle. The first test is Resident Evil. This version normally requires a higher firmware than what we have on the jailbreak. With Linux, we can run the PC version instead. At 4K resolution, it is running in the high 50s for frames per second. This is very impressive for a console running a PC operating system. To get more performance, you can enable a slight overclock. This boosts the CPU to 3500 MHz and the GPU to 2230 MHz. Never apply the boost without also increasing the fan speed. The overclock provides a slight increase in the overall frame rate. Next, let us look at Helldivers 2. Linux allows you to play online games without a PSN subscription. The game is playable, but there are some visual artifacts in the skybox. This might be a driver issue that could be fixed in future updates. A game that runs remarkably well is Halo the Master Chief Collection. It feels great to run Halo on a PlayStation 5. This runs at a native 4K resolution with the highest settings. It is a rock-solid 60 FPS experience. I even hopped into some online games with other players without any issues. This is the big advantage of this setup. You get access to games not available on the console and free online play. Finally, let us look at emulation performance. PlayStation 3 emulation via RPCS3 is actually quite decent. Cutscenes run perfectly and the gameplay is mostly playable. There is some occasional stuttering which might be shader compilation. Xbox 360 emulation is a bit more demanding. While some scenes are okay, heavy action causes noticeable slowdown. Future updates will likely improve the compatibility and speed. You can even turn your Linux install into a dedicated Steam machine. Enable auto login and set Steam to launch in big picture mode on startup. This gives you a console-like experience for your PC library. You can switch back to the original operating system by simply restarting. You effectively have a mid-range gaming PC and a PlayStation 5 in one box. It is an incredible addition to the jailbreak community. I hope you found this guide helpful for your setup. Thanks for watching this video on TechVibes. Please like the video and leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel for more tech guides for your setup. Thanks for watching this video on TechVibes. Please like the video and leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel for more tech guides.